guys, welcome back to another Fishing Planet video. This is the second part of the Fishing Planet explanation videos. In the first one we explained everything that you see here. In this video we're gonna talk about a couple of stuff that people asked me in my last live stream. It were low level players that just started playing the game and they had some good questions. And in this video we're gonna talk about it, because the first question that they asked me, why do I need to keep my fish in my keep net? Why I need to store them? That's very simple. If you do the tutorial in this game, it will tell you that you need to go home to empty your net. First of all, that's not true, and that's something you should not do. It is very simple, guys. If you go to a lake, and when you start at level 1. So you go to Lone Star Lake. Traveling is free. 0. Your license is for free. 0. Doesn't cost you anything. Yes. But I will show you. If you go to another lake, like level 5 Rocky Lake, you already need to pay 2,000 bucks to just travel there. Yes. So if your keep net would be full when you're at Rocky Lake and you fish and your keep net is full and you go home, if you want to go back you need to pay again 2,000, and that's a lot of money and that's waste of money, because if you're going to skip a day it will cost you only 300. So what is the difference? I'm going to explain to you guys. Second of all, you need to buy a license if you go to another lake. That license will cost you money. I always say to people, buy the advanced license, because no restrictions to take, night catch allowed, so you're allowed to fish at night. Here you're not allowed to fish at night, so always buy the advanced license. Yes. So if you bought the license, it's a license for 24 hours real time. So not 24 hours in the game, no, 24 hours real time. Alright, so let's get rid of this. So let's go to Lone Star and I'm going to explain you guys what I mean that you don't need to go home. If you're here and I'm going to take a private room and you go fishing, you will have a keep net with you. Exactly like me. 1 second, guys, there is a hair in front of my eye. Alright, you always got your keep net with you when you go to your inventory, and here you see fish keeper, and here you will see the fish that you catch. Yes. If you release the fish, you don't save it in your net, you will not get money. You will not get money for that fish. So you want to fish here and you want to catch as much fish as you can keep in your net, as much as possible. So that's why I always tell people, the bigger the keep net, the more money you're gonna make on an in-game fishing day. So the keep net, the fish keeper, is the most important thing that you own in this game. Make sure you always get the biggest one that you can afford, but don't waste all your money, because when you're a little higher level you need your money to travel, you need money to repair your gear, to buy bait, to buy licenses. So make sure that you keep a nice amount of money always in your pocket, because you need it. Otherwise, when the money is finished, you don't have money anymore. You need to go to lake number 1, because that's the only lake that's for free, and you need to catch a lot of fish again until you have the money, so you can buy a license and can travel to another lake. So what do they tell you in the tutorial? Your fishing net is full. You need to go home, sell your fish, go back to the water. We are not going to do that. And you know why, guys. If you go home and you are in a different lake, like I said, you need to pay travel cost again. Now, on my computer, it's one button and I get this. And here I can choose to forward time. So I can go forward in time. That's quite handy, because if I would go fish today, I would start like over here at 11, because I want to fish over this peak, and around 5 I think the peak is over. the fish are biting less, my net will be full already. And what I'm going to do then is just go to the next morning. Because if you go to the next morning, now in this lake it costs 0, but in another lake it costs you like 300. But if you go home and you go back, it will cost you 3000. So don't go home. We only go home when we need to fix. I'm gonna extend. So here you see, you only go home when you need to fix your gear. If your rod, reel or line are like 40%, you need to go home because you need to repair it, and then you go back. So here you can see, this is the experience. The experience you get no matter what. But the money you only get when you go to the next day, and then they will give you the money of all the fish that you have in your fish net. So in one day you want as much fish as you can get in your net. You want to fill up your net. So that's very, very important. And that was a question in my live stream from people who ask, why do I keep fish in my net? Because you want to save as much fish on one fishing day before you go to the next day, so you will get the most money in that in-game fishing day. Alright, what more can we talk about at this moment? What's very important when you're low level? Like I said, don't buy stuff that you don't need. If you go to a lake, and I need to go home, so 1 second guys, I need to go home to show you what I mean. You can see what kind of gear that you actually need. Yes, we don't need this. Like Lone Star, you can fish with your starter's gear. But if you go, let's say Emerald, then we are already level 8. You can check here the fish species. Yeah. If you click on the fish species, you will see how big they become. So here you see how big they become. They can up to 2.5 kilograms, but that's probably up to. The biggest one is the unique. You don't catch a unique, so 2.5 kilograms, I don't think so. Now we go here. This one, we also got a unique, as you can see, and weigh around 2 kilograms. Okay, so you check all the fish, and you check what is the biggest fish in weight that you can catch in that water. This one, up to 8 kilograms, but you cannot catch trophy or uniques, only common. So the unique will become 8 kilograms, the trophy maybe 6, and the common 5, 4. So you know 4 kilograms I need to pull. That's the way how you can find out. My cat is walking in my image. That's the way how you can find out what gear that you need. And how can you see that? Well, it's very simple. Look at this. This is my rod, and my rod has a weight of 3.5 kilograms. That's my rod. My reel always needs to be less powerful than my rod, because if the reel would be more powerful than my rod, and my line also, my rod will break. So I always want 3.5 kilograms of rod, and I got a 2.9 kilograms of reel. That means that my rod will never break. As long as my reel is lower than my rod, it will not break. And then I can put on a line that's 3.6. So this is 3.5. This one is lower. This one is just 2.9. And my line is bigger again, 3.6. So now I have a kind of max drag. This is the best setup. Remember, in this game, your reel always has to be lower than your rod. Always. Now let's talk about a little about the hooks, because you can buy hooks in this game. Terminal tackle hooks. Yes. When you buy hook 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, the higher the number, the smaller the hook. So from 1 till 10, hook 1 is the biggest, and hook 10 is the smallest. But if we go to the 1/0 hooks, and where are they? Here. 1/0, you got a 2/0, 3/0, 4/0, etc., etc. When you buy 5/0, 6/0, the bigger the number, the bigger the hook. So it's the other way around. So when you get a 6/0, it is bigger than a 1/0. If you buy a 1, it is bigger than a 10. So one more time, and still I have a hair in front of my eye. One more time. When you go from 1 till 10, hook 10 is small, hook 1 is big. When you do that with the 1/0 and the 10/0, the 10/0 is big, the 1/0 is small. So that's very important to know. Let's talk also a little bit about a leader. On your rod you put a line, but you also can put a leader on. And we got different kinds of leaders. You got your mono leader, as you can see here. In the low level you only can buy mono leaders. Later you also get titanium leader, and titanium leader we use for fish that have very sharp teeth. They can bite your line, so then is titanium better. What I use the most in the game is, or I use titanium here, or I use titanium leader, or I use fluorocarbon, because fluorocarbon is invisible underwater. So most fish that I fish for, and I know they will not bite my line, I use fluoro. It is strong, but it's invisible underwater. Titanium leader, it is strong, it's not invisible, but it's not that easy to bite, so you will not lose fish with big teeth. Those are the most used leaders for me. I almost never fish at the moment with mono leader, and we even got different ones. We got the mono fluorocarbon, let's see, titanium, where did it go? Then you got the carb leader, we can see it here. Mono leader, fluoro leaders, titanium leaders and carb leaders. I mostly use fluoro and titanium, and later if you can buy carb rods you use the carb leader. So mono I almost never use. So this was about the setup. We talked about the hooks, we talked about the leader, the reel. The reel always needs to be lighter than your rod. Keep remembering that. Don't buy stuff that you don't need. Always make sure you keep some money behind. What else can I tell for this video for the beginning? What is important for you guys to know? Yeah, what I told, don't go home but skip to the next day. Only go home when you need to repair your stuff. Your keep net, let's go to the shop. Your keep net is the most important. The more fish you can put in your keep net, like if you're starting, you have this, one fish can weigh up to 1 kilograms, and you can have a total weight in your net of 2 kilograms. So if you catch 2 kilograms of fish, you need to go to the next day because your net is full. But if you're like level 8, you can buy this one, and you can catch 6 times the weight that you could catch with number 1. So you will catch 6 times more fish on one fishing day before you go to the next day, before you need to pay some money to go to the next day. So your profit will be bigger. Your profit will be bigger every day. That's why this here, what you see here, is the most important thing that you can own and buy in this game. Once you're max level, you won't believe it guys, but you will have 700 kilograms of fish in it, and one fish can weigh up to 220 kilograms, but you can catch now perch that weigh 200 kilograms. So if you catch 4 of those now perch, your net is full. So it's logic that the higher level, the bigger net. But this is the very most important stuff that you can buy in this game. And of course, you can buy a lot of stuff. Do you need a stringer? No, I always use KeepNet. Stringers are sometimes when you do comps, they tell you need to use a stringer. But in the game itself, just use your KeepNet. Alright. In the previous video I already explained all about your backpack home specials and that kind of stuff. So this is what I wanted to tell you guys in this video. A little guide for a beginner, and because of someone who asked some questions in my live stream, I thought I need to make a video about this. So this is a little introduction to the game for beginners. So guys, I hope this helps. I hope to see you in the next video. In the next video we will talk a little bit more about the different rods, how you can use them, how about the weight that they can have. And yeah, see you in the next video, guys. Thank you for watching, thank you for choosing my channel. Thank you for all the love and support, and don't forget I got a Twitch channel, check it out. I do live streams, and I also answer questions of people in live streams. So you can watch it live, I can show it to you. So guys, thank you for watching, and tight lines.